The most anticipated earnings releases for the week of April 14th, 2025. Presented by earningswhispers. While we view last Friday as the start of earnings season, this is really the first week, but things are just now getting underway. There are just over 30 S&P 500 companies reporting earnings this week, with more than half among the financials. But next week, there will be more than 100 and the number ticks higher from there. Then, in May, we will get the smaller cap names. We'll start things off on Monday with Goldman Sachs, which is seeing market uncertainties pause some of the company's businesses, but there is always the chance that the company traded its way out of an earnings miss. Then there is AppliedDigital, which continues to see solid demand for its AI data centers, but it hasn't exactly been an earnings story as it continues to build, and short interest is at an all-time high going into the company's earnings release. Tuesday morning will be topped by Bank of America, which, despite recent market fears that may be limiting loan demand, continues to see its customers hold up well as spreads improve. After the close on Tuesday, we'll get results from United Airlines, where recent market fears are now showing up in a slowdown in travel demand. The higher margin high-end traveler, however, is still there. Early Wednesday morning, ASML will report, which has seen sentiment fall to a multi-year low on tariff fears, which have now partly been alleviated. Meanwhile, short interest has revisited its 2023 peak. Alcoa reports after the close on Wednesday. The stock moves more with the price of aluminum than it does earnings, because future earnings depend on the price of the stuff it sells, and aluminum prices have fallen significantly over the past month. Most of that won't get reflected in the company's first quarter results, but it puts downward pressure on earnings. The names you care about the most this week report on Thursday. At the top of the list is Netflix, which reports after the close. It has the benefit being a secular growth story that isn't directly impacted by tariffs, but a leery consumer may be an issue. The other big name is TSMC, which reports before the open and already pre-announced revenue upside. So it comes down to margins against a stock that just saw some of its tariff headwinds put on hold. The U.S. stock market is closed for Good Friday, but SIFI Technologies will report its results in India. We have little information on the company, though. With mostly bigger names reporting this week, the size of the moves around earnings are likely to be smaller. And while volatility is slightly elevated, it isn't overly so considering the overall volatility. There are some exceptions, including Badger Meter. The company beat expectations last quarter, but the stock stalled at 220 before rolling over. Now, heading into earnings, there has been a pickup. Short interest and investor sentiment has dropped to its lowest level since just before the stock bottomed in 2022. Now, looking out over the next month, with most of earnings season in view, we are still missing dates for Alphabet, Amazon, Palantir, and some others. Nvidia, on the other hand, will report at the end of May.